Got to get to our reporter now, who is there outside the courthouse, Logan Ratick, our national correspondent. Logan, you've been there all morning. What are we learning? Obviously, this is going on now 73 minutes in. Have you learned anything? Have you seen anything?
Well, Sean, there's still no decision yet, but we do know a little bit more because Hunter Biden has said he will plead guilty as part of that plea deal. And also the prosecutors say that they will recommend probation for Hunter Biden, as we've been reporting on. But there's also some other information that has come out. Right now, they're in a break inside the courtroom. But part of the negotiated plea agreement, prosecutors highlighted Hunter Biden's substantial income from Ukrainian and Chinese energy companies and how he repeatedly missed federal tax deadlines. They said he did, in fact, have the funds available to pay his 2017 taxes on time, but didn't pay. That's, again, what prosecutors said in the courtroom. And instead, he spent wildly on personal luxuries and expenses. But also, President Biden's son told the judge he's been sober from drugs and alcohol since 2019, June of 2019. Again, part of that plea deal is that he would have to stay away from drugs or else face a maximum 10 years in jail, again, if that plea deal goes through. The judge also asked Hunter Biden, again, about how long he was using drugs for. He said he was in and out of outpatient and inpatient rehab for 20 years. And also during the plea hearing, Judge Nareka and Justice Department attorneys expressed their agreement that the judge did not have the power to order the prosecutors to redo the trial. But again, right now, the legal team for Hunter Biden is deliberating. They still have yet to make a decision, but that is what we know right now. It does look like, in all likelihood, that Hunter Biden will plead guilty to that plea deal agreement today, in which he would be charged with 2 misdemeanor charges for tax fraud and also enter a pretrial diversion for possessing a gun while under the influence of drugs. Back to you.
All right, Logan Ratick there again outside the courthouse there, awaiting Hunter Biden and for him to come out with his team. Logan, also, too, he is expected to deliver remarks. Is that correct?
He's supposed to deliver remarks right after he comes out of the courtroom. Again, we're not sure exactly when that will be, but he'll head down the street. He'll speak for about 3 minutes is what we're hearing, but he's not expected to take any questions from the press. We'll keep you updated on when that may happen.
All right. Logan, thank you. We appreciate that. We'll bring really quickly back in Randy Zellin if we can. So you're listening to Logan's reporting there. He mentioned a break. Is that typical?
That isn't necessarily typical. And again, there could be a zillion reasons for that. It's very hard to read tea leaves. But no, typically only when things are not going smoothly. And I've had it happen where a judge is like, you know what, Mr. Zellin, I need to take a break. And thankfully, the judge takes a break and thinks about what the judge wants to do beforehand. So no, that is not typical. But again, the process, and it's a very rigid process. Every plea deal goes down the same way. There's a series of questions to make sure you understand what's going on here. You're not going to come back and say, I want my plea back because I had a concussion or I was on drugs. Your constitutional rights, you're waiving them. The plea agreement, you understand it. Sentencing, for me, you're doing it knowingly and voluntarily. No force, no threats, no promises. You're doing it. And then the most important thing is, Mr. Biden, I need you to tell me in your own words what it is that you did wrong. And then at that point, the judge will determine, yes, there's a factual basis for this plea agreement. I accept it, or no, there's not. And then the judge will ask the government to lay out, what would your proof be if we took this case to trial?
Interesting. All right. Randy Zellin joining us live. We do appreciate that. Stick with us if you can. We've got to take a quick break. 2 hearings on Capitol Hill. Department of Homeland